Practically anything that you believe to be true, you will gather evidence for. If you believe that you're an introvert, you'll find plenty of evidence that in fact you are. If you believe that you are the type of person who's extremely extroverted, then guess what? You'll find evidence for that too. And no matter what you identify as, and no matter what you believe that you are, you will then start to live in a way that backs it up. Right? So the more that you buy into a frame, the more that you buy into an idea, the more real it becomes for you. And the big mistake that we often make is to try to fight against our own nature, to try to convince ourselves that, we're not this type of person by doing the opposite kind of behavior, prove ourselves wrong. But the problem is that when your brain is bought into the idea, it's just going to disqualify anything that doesn't look like more evidence and proof in favor of what you believed to be true in the first place. And so if you want long-lasting change, you really should be working on reprogramming your subconscious mind, installing a new belief, the kind of belief that serves you, that makes you happy, that makes you fulfilled, one that you choose on purpose instead of something that's been handed down to you by everybody else. If you have old patterns lingering from the past that are no longer helping you become the new best version of yourself, then it's time to let it go. No matter how much evidence you've gathered, at any point you can say, hey, I'm going to question whether or not this is really true, or I just believe it to be true because I bought into it and then gathered evidence and doubled down. It's the beautiful power of awareness. The moment that you shine the light and question things a little bit, it can all come falling apart in the right way, of course. Because reality truly is very skewed and subjective. We get caught up in our own view, first person, right? And we just look through this narrow, blinder type of tunnel and we ignore everything that's going on all around us. We get blinded to it because we're so bought into what's happening in front of us and what we believe that it means about who we are. And so it all begins with the question of, what new belief do I want to form? What do I want to believe to be true about myself going forward? What would help me? What would support me? What would aid me in really living up to my full potential? Do I want to be more extroverted? Do I want to feel like I'm a better public speaker? Do I want to feel like I'm better in relationships with people? Or is it serving me to believe that I'm shy and I have speaking anxiety? Public speaking is something that I'm really afraid of, or it feels uncomfortable to me. And sure, that might be true temporarily, right? But at the moment that you decide to shift and change, that's when things start moving in the other direction. You are not stuck in the situation that you're currently in. No matter how bad it might seem, you can make a change for the better, always. The potential lies right there. It's about, are we willing to tap into it? Ultimately, we are the people holding ourselves back, because if we're not willing to unwind all of this programming that's been set in place for so long, then we kind of deserve to just keep living like we're living and getting more of what we're already getting, even if we're not happy with it. But of course, if you've never realized and you've never even become aware of this, that you have the opportunity to change, then what could you really even do? It's almost like you were powerless because you were lulled into this sleepy state where you just get by and cope and survive. But I want you to thrive in your life, to really level up, to feel like you're really present and energized and excited about everything that you're doing instead of just surviving. Coping and comfort are extremely overrated and really easy to get lured into and get stuck into for very long periods of your life. You could just waste away being okay, being all right, being what you're used to being. But if you challenge it and you break out of the mold, all of a sudden, all these new opportunities start to arise. Kind of like what I experienced when I went from being broke, obese, terrible at relationships, pretty much every skill that I had, I just believed I was a loser. And of course, if I bought into that, I would get more of it, and then I'd do more things that made me feel like that's the person who I was, until I decided enough was enough. And it's really important to have one of those moments where you're fed up with being fed up. you've had enough of having enough, and now you're going to really move and use that momentum, because that energy does have potential to break you free. It doesn't matter what area you want to see improvement or growth in your life. When you make a commitment and decide, this is the new belief that will serve me in this area, then you can follow through with the commitment and practice of looking for evidence and proof that you're progressing. And of course, the more proactive you are, the better things are really going to go for you. So the more action that you take, the more momentum that you build, the easier things become and the better you feel. And of course, it's easier to do more, and you can see where all of this is headed very, very quickly. It's a winning upward spiral trajectory and effect where it feels like things are just meant to be. It feels like you are that person who deserves it all. And almost the world was just waiting for you to wake up and tap into who you really always could be. Everybody around you starts to respond better, and you become more magnetic as well. You attract new people into your life that align better with your values. It feels like it's almost effortless. You make more money, you become healthier, stronger, and really everything about you just emanates this incredible, powerful energy that people feel drawn to and that you yourself start to embrace, and all of a sudden your whole experience has shifted. I know what it feels like firsthand because I went through it, but I've also seen it happen to hundreds and hundreds of clients. And really, the more that I see it happen, the more I realize that this is a pattern that anybody can install. Anybody can experience this. It's just about willingness and about some practice. And so to make it simple for you to practice every day, think about the belief that you want to form and think about one action step that you're taking every day to help you get closer to believing this new identity, to really buying into it, to feeling like it's really true. In no time, and I really do mean no time, like a month or even less for a lot of people, you start to notice, wow, I carry myself a little bit differently. I feel like there's a pep in my step, it's this energy that wasn't there before. And all of a sudden, it feels like I'm really me. Tap into this, use it, because it's the opportunity of a lifetime that you really have at any point to make this change, to install this behavior, and to watch it explode every area of your life in terms of growth and progress. And if you'd like my personal help, support, coaching, and guidance, and making sure that we really implement this and hold you accountable to watch the progress week over week, then I invite you to jump over to erafael.com. Link is in the description. Over there, you can book a one-on-one call with me directly. We'll speak, see if it's a good fit, and if so, I can't wait to coach you one-on-one and support you and make sure that you're performing at your absolute best. Again, if you want to take advantage of it, erafael.com. Link is in the description. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will catch you on the next one.